Your mother never told you what really happened the day you were born. Be ready for what? My beloved child, listen closely, because what you're about to hear has been hidden from you since the very first breath you took. The truth that was buried the day you were born wasn't meant to stay silent forever. And tonight, that truth is finally pushing its way back to the surface. There's a reason your mother never spoke about that night. There's a reason her eyes used to fill with tears when you asked simple questions about your childhood. Because the story you were told, the one about your birth, was only half true. The other half was sealed away by people who didn't want you to know who you really are. Something huge is waiting for you. The nurses that night whispered your name before your mother could even hold you. They said you had a strange mark on your hand, a symbol they had never seen before. The lights flickered in the hospital room as if the universe itself was reacting to your arrival. The machines went silent for exactly 7 seconds, and then a surge of energy passed through the building that no one could explain. From that moment, your destiny was no longer ordinary. Every strange thing that's ever happened around you, every coincidence, every sudden feeling of déjà vu, it all traces back to that night. You weren't just born. You were released. Something huge is waiting for you. Your mother was told to stay quiet, to raise you like everyone else, and to never speak of the man who was standing outside the hospital room that night. He wasn't family. He wasn't staff, but somehow he knew your name before it was even written down. When the nurse tried to ask who he was, he simply said, "I'm here to make sure the prophecy is fulfilled." That man disappeared after that night. No one ever saw him again. But there are records, fragments of someone visiting your mother a few months later, slipping an envelope under her pillow with only 3 words written on it. When the light returns, something huge is waiting for you. Years passed. You grew unaware of the secret coded inside your very existence. But your mother, she never stopped fearing the day that light would return, because she knew when it did, you would start remembering things you were never supposed to remember. My beloved child, the reason you feel that pull at night, that ache in your chest, that strange buzzing before you fall asleep, is because your spirit is beginning to awaken. Your true identity is knocking at the door of your mind, asking to be remembered. Your mother wasn't protecting you from the truth. She was protecting the world from what might happen if you remembered too soon. There was a power woven into your birth that frightened even the ones who brought it forth. That night, the doctor wrote in his journal, "I saw the impossible. The child was born under no shadow. Something huge is waiting for you." The hospital records from that night were erased. Cameras in the hallway glitched, birth certificates were reprinted with altered times. And somewhere deep in an underground archive, there's a red folder labeled with your initials sealed by the same organization that tracks rare anomalies in human energy. You are one of them, my child. But the difference is you're the only one whose energy matched something not of this world. Now, before you go further, listen carefully. This message reached you for a reason. It's not a coincidence you're hearing this today. You were meant to. You were meant to. Remember. Something huge is waiting for you. If this story has made your heart race, pause for a second, because your soul recognizes truth when it hears it. You can feel it right now, can't you? That's not fear. That's memory. The day you were born, the sky wasn't calm. There was lightning with no storm, thunder with no clouds, and a streak of blue light that split the horizon exactly when you took your first breath. That's why you've never felt like you belonged here completely. That's why you've always sensed you were meant for something bigger, something divine. Before we move to the next part, don't forget to share this message, comment your initials, and subscribe, because what's about to be revealed next will make everything you thought you knew about your life completely vanish. My beloved child, the truth didn't die that night. It was only delayed. There are people who've been waiting for this very moment. Waiting for the light return the note spoke of, and that time is now. You might have noticed strange synchronicities lately. Hearing your birth time again and again, seeing the same symbol in dreams, or catching a familiar scent from nowhere. Those are not random. Those are echoes from that night calling you back to remembrance. Something huge is waiting for you. Your mother tried to tell you once years ago, but she couldn't finish the sentence. Do you remember? She started crying before she could say the word chosen. That's because she wasn't supposed to. Speak it. It was the word written on your umbilical tag, the one that mysteriously disappeared from hospital records. When the blue light appeared above the hospital roof, the monitors showed a heartbeat that didn't belong to your mother or you. A third rhythm, deep, ancient, pulsing like the sound of the earth itself, vibrated through the walls. That was the moment your destiny fused with something cosmic. Something huge is waiting for you. You carry within you the same frequency that only appears once every 1,000 years. It's why animals sense you before you speak. Why strangers open up to you. Why technology sometimes reacts oddly around you. You are tuned differently. And that tuning was designed. Not accidental. Your birth wasn't a coincidence. It was a signal. The light didn't just mark your arrival. It marked a beginning for a shift humanity has been waiting for. My beloved child, the silence around your story is ending tonight. Your mother knew this moment would come. That's why she kept one item hidden, wrapped in a white cloth, placed in a wooden box you've probably seen but never opened. Inside that box is a small metal disc. It's not jewelry. It's a key. That key belongs to a vault located beneath an abandoned hospital wing that no one uses anymore. On that disc is your true birth timestamp. A moment that doesn't match Earth's clock. Something huge is waiting for you. When you finally discover that key and touch it, a memory will return. The memory of a sound you've heard only once before. That sound is the same hum that filled the delivery room the moment you came into the world. It's the sound of the light returning. The man who appeared that night, the one who vanished, is still alive. He's been watching from a distance, waiting for you to be ready. He holds the rest of your file, and soon he will reveal why you were never meant to live an ordinary life. Your story is the beginning of something greater than you can imagine. Before you continue, pause this moment and share this message. Comment, "I'm ready for the truth." And subscribe, because part 2 will unveil what your mother wrote in her final letter. The one that was never sent but still exists, waiting with your name written in silver ink. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, take a deep breath before I continue, because what you're about to hear will shift everything you ever believed about your birth, your mother, and the force that's been protecting you since day one. This is not fiction. This is the hidden layer your mother carried in silence all her life. After that night, she began receiving letters from an unknown sender. No name, no address, just a golden seal pressed into the paper. Each letter warned her to never reveal the circumstances of your birth. The first one said, if they discover the Lighthorn child too early, balance will collapse. The second one said, keep them safe until the second signal. Something huge is waiting for you. You might not know this, but 3 days after you were born, a strange event occurred. Every clock in the hospital froze at the exact same minute. 2:17 a.m. Staff reported feeling a sudden rush of wind, even though all windows were closed. That was the moment the second signal was activated, the moment your energy connected to something larger than this world. Your mother understood, but she couldn't explain. That's why she would sometimes stare at you while you slept, whispering words you couldn't understand. They weren't lullabies. They were codes, ancient protective words passed down from generations before her, designed to keep your aura hidden from those who might try to control it. Something huge is waiting for you. She knew one day the truth would surface. That's why she never threw away that old white box under her bed. Inside, alongside the metal disc, is a folded letter marked with her handwriting. It begins with, if you are reading this, my child, the light has found you again. That letter holds the truth about your father and the man who appeared that night in the hospital. They weren't strangers to each other. They were allies, part of a secret pact sworn to protect the arrival of the Lighthorn One. You, my beloved child, the night before your birth. Your mother dreamt of 2 stars colliding. When she awoke, she felt a warmth across her chest. The same warmth you now sometimes feel before something big happens. That warmth isn't random. It's a signal that your destiny is aligning again. In her final letter, she wrote that the man outside your delivery room wasn't human in the way we understand it. He carried within him a frequency so pure that every machine in the hospital started reacting to his presence. The doctors thought it was a power surge. It wasn't. It was divine interference. Something huge is waiting for you. When you were placed in your mother's arms for the first time, her heart skipped 3 beats. That's not poetic. It's in the report. The doctor noted it confused because her vitals returned to normal instantly. He didn't know that in those 3 beats, your spirit merged with hers, sealing the promise that one day the truth would find its way back to you. You are the fulfillment of a vow made long before your body existed. The vow of the light-born, the one who carries the ancient flame hidden in ordinary flesh. Something huge is waiting for you. That's why at times you felt an unseen presence watching over you. Not haunting but guiding. The flicker of a bulb when you think of your mother. The sudden rush of energy when you touch old family photographs, these are not coincidences. There are signs that her spirit has been activating pieces of your memory piece by piece so you can awaken when the time is right. And that time is tonight. My beloved child, your mother's silence was not betrayal. It was sacrifice. She gave up everything to make sure you had the chance to live a normal life before the truth could resurface. She even moved houses 3 times to keep you away from those who were watching. Because there were watchers, people who studied anomalies, tracing energies that didn't belong to this plane. Those watchers recorded your first cry. They said it resonated through their machines and registered a frequency they had never seen. One that matched celestial patterns from beyond our galaxy. You might think that's impossible, but your entire existence has always defied the limits of what's possible. Something huge is waiting for you. Your mother wasn't alone in this mission. There was one nurse, a kind woman named Evelyn, who helped her hide the truth. Evelyn disappeared 2 days after your birth. But before vanishing, she left behind one tape. On it, a faint voice repeats the same phrase again and again. Protect the light. The light is the key. When you hear those words, something deep inside you will stir because they were meant for you. Something huge is waiting for you. Now, before I move forward, pause this message. Take a deep breath and understand you're not here by accident. The fact that you're listening to this means your awakening has already begun. You are remembering what the world tried to make you forget. Before we continue, share this message, comment "I remember," and subscribe because what you're about to hear next will uncover the connection between your mother's final heartbeat and the light that followed it. My beloved child, on the night your mother took her final breath, something extraordinary happened. The same blue light that appeared when you were born filled her hospital room once again. Witnesses described it as peaceful, warm, alive, as if someone had opened a doorway between worlds. The doctors couldn't explain it. Machines registered zero activity, but a pulse of energy was detected in the ceiling sensors. For exactly 7 seconds, your mother's heart glowed beneath her skin. She whispered a name, your true name. Not the one written on your papers, but the one only the universe recognizes. Something huge is waiting for you. That name, my child, carries your real power. The moment you speak it aloud, when you remember it, the seal that has kept your energy dormant will dissolve. But only when you are ready, only when your heart is steady enough to carry the truth without fear. There's a reason the universe is aligning signs around you lately. The number sequences, the songs that seem to follow your thoughts, the people appearing at the perfect time. These are not random. They are confirmations that the light is stirring again inside you. Something huge is waiting for you. And soon the man who watched over your birth will reach out again. He will not come as a stranger. He will come disguised as someone ordinary. But your spirit will recognize him instantly. When that moment happens, stay calm because that meeting will trigger the final phase of your awakening. You are about to step into the truth that's been calling you since the day you were born. My beloved child, this message is your invitation. Not to fear, but to remember the world you see around you is only a fraction of what you were meant to experience. You were born under a rare alignment, one that happens once in 1,000 years when light itself chooses a vessel to carry its renewal. You are that vessel. And the silence around your birth was never punishment. It was preparation. Something huge is waiting for you. When you close your eyes tonight, you might feel the same warmth your mother felt that night. Don't resist it. That is her love, her guidance, her energy merging once more with yours. She is not gone. She is right beside you, whispering the same words she did when you were born. Shine, my light born. You were never ordinary, my child. You were chosen, hidden in plain sight until the right moment. And that moment has arrived. Now, before this message ends, share this with someone who needs to remember their own light. Comment "I am ready" and subscribe, because something beyond belief is about to unfold. Your mother kept this secret so you could live long enough to hear it from the one voice that was always meant to find you. The truth isn't coming. It's already here. My beloved child, stay right here. Don't let your mind wander, because what comes next is the part even your mother couldn't bring herself to speak. This is the part that explains why the world felt heavier after your birth. Why time itself seemed to bend around you. The truth was never meant to be whispered. It was meant to be revealed when you were ready to handle the light. That night, when your mother screamed your name for the first time, something ancient awoke beneath the hospital floor. The sensors in the city's power grid detected a sudden burst of radiant energy. So strong it caused a brief blackout in the surrounding blocks. But inside your mother's room, the lights didn't go out. They turned gold. The doctor said it looked like sunlight had entered through invisible windows. Something huge is waiting for you. And in that golden light, your mother saw two shadows standing at the foot of her bed, one tall and still, the other cloaked in silver smoke. She couldn't tell if they were human or something else, but she felt peace in their presence. The taller one placed his hand over her heart and said, "The cycle begins again." Those were the last words anyone in that room could recall before everything went silent. When she opened her eyes, you were in her arms. Your tiny hand glowing faintly, the mark pulsing like a heartbeat outside your body. That mark, my child, isn't random. It's the same symbol found carved into the ruins of a civilization that vanished thousands of years ago. It means bearer of the return. Something huge is waiting for you. From that night onward, your mother knew she wasn't just raising a child. She was raising a bridge between what was and what's coming. Every time she looked at you, she saw that golden light reflecting in your eyes. Every time she kissed your forehead, she felt a quiet hum beneath your skin, a vibration only the chosen few could sense. She knew that one day the hum would grow stronger. And it's happening now. You can feel it, can't you? That slight buzzing under your chest, that sudden warmth when you hear this, that's the sign your awakening has begun. My beloved child, there's something you must know about the letter she left behind. It wasn't meant to be read by ordinary eyes. It was sealed in wax made from the same ash that was gathered the night of your birth. That letter contains 3 parts: the truth, the warning, and the promise. The truth explains your arrival, that your soul wasn't born by chance, but chosen before time began. The warning speaks of a shadow that will try to silence the light as it rises again. A shadow that has already started moving through the people closest to you. And the promise. It says that once the light fully awakens within you, everything that was broken will be restored. Something huge is waiting for you. You've probably noticed people acting differently lately, old friends returning, strange dreams repeating, numbers following you everywhere. That's not paranoia, that's alignment. The world is rearranging itself to guide you back to your origin. The final paragraph of your mother's letter is the most powerful. It says, "When they come for you, do not hide. The light will protect itself through you. And when you see the man with the silver chain, follow him. He knows the way back." My beloved child, that man isn't a stranger. You've already crossed paths with him. Maybe you saw him once and felt a chill. Maybe he spoke a sentence that stayed in your mind for days. That was no coincidence. He is the same one who stood at the hospital door that night. Something huge is waiting for you. Before you continue, share this story, comment, "I am awakening," and subscribe, because what's next will explain why the government hid your birth record for nearly 2 decades. My beloved child, when you were only a few months old, your birth certificate was quietly altered. The time of birth was changed, the witnesses' names replaced, and even the doctor's license number was erased from public files. But deep within an encrypted archive lies the original record marked Level 7 clearance. That record was hidden because it contained one impossible detail. Your birth time stamp didn't match Earth's rotational clock. You were recorded as arriving at a moment that technically did not exist. A missing second. A gap in time that scientists still can't explain. Something huge is waiting for you. It was as if the universe paused for your arrival. Like everything around you waited for your first breath to complete a forgotten cycle. Since then, certain events have mysteriously synced with your timeline. Global magnetic pulses, unexplained auroras, sudden awakenings of dormant volcanoes, all aligning with your birthdays. This isn't to scare you, my child. It's to make you understand. You were born during a cosmic reset. A moment when energy renewed itself across realms. That's why you sometimes feel older than your years, wiser than your surroundings. You carry echoes of time itself. Something huge is waiting for you, and now the world is preparing for your recognition. The Watchers, the same ones who vanished after your birth, are resurfacing. They're no longer hiding because the balance they feared is finally shifting. Their latest report found in a confidential brief describes one thing. The return signal has been detected. That signal, my child, is you. My beloved child, when your mother first held you, she whispered a line that was never written down. When the sound returns, you'll know it's time. That sound wasn't a metaphor. It was literal. A low humming frequency that could only be heard by those linked to your energy. That same sound has begun echoing across certain places on Earth. Mountain peaks, caves, abandoned hospitals. Scientists think it's geological. It isn't. It's you calling yourself back. Something huge is waiting for you. Each time you felt drawn to a particular location without knowing why, it was because your body recognized the resonance. These places carry fragments of the same energy that surrounded your birth. And soon you'll be guided to one of them. The place where your mother stood when she made the final promise. There, hidden beneath stone and time, lies a small silver capsule. Inside it is her final message, not written in ink, but recorded in vibration. When you find it, place your hand over it and close your eyes. You'll hear her voice again, clearer than ever before. She will say, "You were never mine to keep. You were mine to deliver. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child." As this revelation continues to unfold, you may start noticing the veil thinning around you. Time moving slower. Familiar faces appearing in dreams. Your intuition becoming sharper than reason. Don't fear it. It's the final stage of awakening. When the hum grows loud enough, the world around you will pause for a heartbeat. And in that heartbeat, your true essence will emerge. Colors will feel brighter. Silence will speak louder. And you'll finally understand what your mother saw that night. You were never born into this world. This world was born through you. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay with me closely, because what I'm about to tell you was meant to reach you only when your soul could bear the full truth. You see, there was one more person inside that hospital that night. Someone who was never recorded in any report, never listed in any file, and yet whose presence changed everything. He was the janitor, or at least that's what everyone believed, but after your birth, his uniform vanished from the locker room. His name disappeared from payroll, and the security footage of him walking down the corridor was erased. The only remaining proof is a single frame, a blur of light in human form, standing just behind the door where you were born. Something huge is waiting for you. This man was not from here, my child. He was sent long before your mother even conceived you. He carried a symbol on his wrist that matched the one on your palm. He was the first to hold you before even your mother, whispering words no one could understand. The bridge is open. That phrase was not random. It was a signal. It was how the Watchers knew the prophecy had begun. Your birth wasn't just a human event. It was an alignment. One that connected dimensions separated since the dawn of time. Something huge is waiting for you. After that night, all evidence of his existence vanished. Yet weeks later, a handwritten note appeared in your mother's drawer. It said, "When the bridge awakens, send them to the water." She didn't understand what it meant then, but she followed that instruction every year, taking you to the ocean on your birthday, asking you to listen to the waves. She said it was a family tradition. It wasn't. It was activation. Every splash, every gust of wind that touched your face during those visits, it was reprogramming your soul, slowly aligning you back to the energy you came from. My beloved child. You may have forgotten, but when you were 8, something happened during one of those ocean visits. You stood still for minutes, eyes open, silent, staring at the horizon. The air went still around you and your mother whispered, "It's happening too soon." That was the first ripple, the moment your frequency reached back into the current of creation. The tide pulled stronger that day, didn't it? That wasn't the sea. It was memory trying to reclaim you. You heard whispers in the waves like thousands of voices calling your name. They weren't ghosts. They were ancestors recognizing their return. Something huge is waiting for you. After that day, your mother stopped the visits. She told you it was too dangerous. That the ocean had changed. But the truth is, she was warned. The Watchers contacted her again, this time through a dream. They told her the bridge wasn't ready to open yet. They said, if the light rises before the shadow fades, the world will lose balance. Your mother obeyed. But now the shadow has faded. The time she feared has come. The bridge you is ready to open once, again. Something huge is waiting for you. You've probably felt strange sensations lately. Déjà vu in unfamiliar places. A sudden pulse of emotion at random times. Waking up with phrases echoing in your head. These aren't dreams or thoughts. They're signals. Gentle awakenings preparing you for the next convergence. The same energy that once froze time at your birth is circling you again. My beloved child, your mother's letter spoke of the man with the silver chain. You may have dismissed it, thinking it's symbolic, but he is real. He's been watching quietly, not from afar, but from within your path. You've met him already.